I am going out to fetch my mom from the hospital. So let's chit chat so that I can keep track of my recording and serve my friends accordingly. I was just talking to someone on tourism. We were on the same course, online course initiated by MDEC. Okay, reverse the car got sound. I hope you can hear me properly. Okay, excuse me. Must capitalize on time. Use the time accordingly. Okay, so anyway, I am in the travel industry for the past 30 odd years. I joined the industry as a hotel waitress. Or was it? Yeah, I think I was first engaged as a waitress in one of the restaurants in Ramada, Malacca, which is scheduled to close now since that COVID-19 has hit them badly. It's a beautiful hotel with lots of wonderful ex-colleagues, and also there is where I learned to do a lot of customer service. Luckily for me, I went in as a waitress, as I mentioned earlier, and during that time the hotel was not ready. We already went in as a trainee, and luckily for me, I was given the cashier post, and somehow I was given the front office cashier post, the positions. During that era, 1984, during that time, hotel is not a reputable entity. When you mention about hotel, then the older generation people, I mean my parents, they will say, oh, it's not a legal business, or it's not a place that a younger at 18 should be working, because they are the first 5-star hotel in Malacca. So Malacca is a small town. At that time, it is a very small town because the connectivity between Malacca and the capital, which is Kuala Lumpur, is about 4 to 5 hours away. So it's like you're going to very far away places. So anyhow, I managed to convince my parents that it is a very good hotel, and it's reputable, and it's legal, and it's also a place that I can really learn and be reputable profession, where it become a reputable profession. Of course, in the end, they gave in because I was without any other qualification beside Form 5, which is the highest or the second highest category at that time, because we're supposed to go to Form 6, or we have lower 6, upper 6 before you go to university. So when I started with that industry, many things is new, and being a 5-star hotel, they give us a very good training. Our training there is superb. We are given uniform, and they have designer that comes in to do our uniform. And the other thing that is marvelous is they are also the first hotel to have computerized POS. At that time, it's the cash register. Okay, so when when I went in to work, everything was new. I was hunger for education, because if I have to go to study and do my own education, it's going to cost me a bomb. At that time, I was also thinking of going to Japan to take up IT already, but the cost is way too expensive for my family to send me. And if you remember my earlier video, I said when I'm 18, I no longer want to take any money from my parents. So these 2 points have made me bite the bullet and find whatever work that is available. And I'm lucky that I managed to be employed by Ramada. That time was called Ramada Renaissance Malacca, and the corporate color is burgundy. So it's very new things to us. We are very excited, and I really enjoy working there. I think if I'm not mistaken, my salary was only 400 ringgit then. And they provide transportation, and then they provide uniform, and also meals in the hotel, which none of the businesses in Malacca have. So I am really blessed to be employed by them. After I was trained in front office already, I moved on to be promoted to front office, to chief cashier within I think 6 months, because the chief cashier resigned, and I had picked up very fast. I can even do programming. The cash register was a product from Logistic. So they had to send people from Logistic in KL to go to Malacca to set it up, and because of it being a very new product, they have a lot of teething problem. So on and off, you have to do resetting, you have to call them down, and the cost is very expensive. So being a person who is very curious about learning, I took the initiative and asked them to guide me on the phone on how to reset the cash register. So from there, I believe my bosses saw that I'm eager to learn, that I'm hungry for education, and I am very dedicated to my job. Be it 18 or going to 19, to control a group of cashier without experience is really very tough for me also, because at that time training is just basic. They don't train you to be a supervisor. They expect you to pick it up and then perform on your own. And that was that. Nowadays, the children or the youngsters now are very lucky. You are handheld all the time. You are being brought to a place where you are given everything. But surprisingly, not many really have the passion that people like us during our time have. You know, we are really passionate about learning. We are so passionate even till today. I can still remember the kind of drive which is self-motivated, the kind of excitement of working with a team, even without asking extra. There's one day that I worked 24 hours non-stop because we are shortage of staff, and the cashiering department do not have enough people. In this sense, I also must thank the F&B outlet people. They helped me out during the time when we are short of cashier. So they helped me to manage the more quiet outlet like Ramada. They have one Ramada Club. So the bartender will help, the hostess will help. You just ask them to help, and they are so willingly to do it for you without asking for extra recognition. Those were the time you really knows what is teamwork, you know. And of course I worked there for I think 1.5 years. Then I feel that I can move further. But those days in Ramada Renaissance Malacca, it is the foundation where I start to love service line. We face a lot of problem. I tell you one story. Even during that time, I have one Middle Eastern couple that came and to the counter. During that time, we are very raw, you know. Nobody know what is happening, and nobody understand a lot of things, and we are just doing things that we feel right, because the SOP is quite barren. They do what they can because it's the first 5-star hotel in Malacca. So everyone will contribute for the success of the hotel. Like I said, there's one occasion where a Middle Eastern couple came and then they were changing money with me. At that time, we also have this exchange rate, how to call that, board. So we were changing one. I remember it's 100 USD. At that time, for a $400 salary person, 100 USD is a huge sum. So after I have filled up the form and everything done properly already, then he came back. Then he want to change to smaller note. That time we have big notes like 500, 1,000, 100. Now we still have 500 and 1,000 is something that you seldom see. So then after that, you want to change to big note, then you want to change to small note, and the thing goes on and off. In the end, I found out that my petty cash is short by I think 500 ringgit. Poor old me had to pay back because we do not have CCTV at that time. We do not have contact tracing. So since that day, I am very cautious, and I always make sure that my team do not allow anyone to exchange money anymore. This is one of the experience that I learned. Painful learning, but I guess this is also why I decided to leave the cashiering department and leave the hotel totally, because I feel that there are things that are more that I need to learn further in order to develop a career that I can call my own. So I do not regret that because I managed to pay it off. Gradually I pay it off because there's no insurance to cover cashiers. Everybody have to be extra careful, and we work a very tight schedule. Our lunch time or our meal time is only 15 minutes or 30 minutes depending on the day, and also the time, whether it's evening or daytime, because normally people check out in the morning. So the morning shift staff will always be left with 15 to 30 minutes to have their lunch. The dinner they can have 1 hour, and so the whole thing is such that we are working truly as a team. I believe if you're talking about a teamwork in hotels, you will always have that kind of team spirit, because they have to cover each other. They have to ensure that everyone is well taken care of, because whatever they do next is going to affect themselves too if the handover is not done properly. So I was there and I enjoyed the company. I learned a lot, and I'm very grateful to Ramada Renaissance team, and also the bosses, and also my superior, like Mr. Kingsley Tan, you know, like Watson Chong, and also Susan and Miss Lee. So after that, I came up to KL. So I'll continue the story on another day. Thank you.